Hey everybody, today I'm going to be talking about some bad news about my Winter Overclock 2010 setup. If you had watched my previous video that I posted about the setup, it had the DFI Enforce 4 LAN party board. Well, put it this way, the board has decided has not wanted to play in the game of Winter Overclocking. It started out as an issue where it would not detect a CD drive or DVD or hard drive. Anytime it would go to boot from a disk, it would reset itself like it was unstable. So what I did is I tried to reset the CMOS. Of course, I removed the battery and removed the memory for about 5 minutes or so, and then stuck it back in, turned it on. Now it does nothing. I'm supposing that let's say the issue is that the BIOS is corrupt on the board. Matter of fact, the board is sitting right over there. See, there it is. The board that once had some great overclocking potential has decided to fail. I tried moving the memory into different configurations, trying different sticks of memory, trying a different processor. No avail. I'll go ahead and show you this video that I was going to have as the beginning of the Winter Overclock 2010 video. Hey everybody. Tonight's a big night. Tonight it is like 24 degrees outside, and I have my Winter Overclock 2010 set out here. As you see, it is a homemade water cooling system consisting of a plastic container, a 120 volt submersible pump, a heater core out of a car, an actual CPU water block. It used to be a pump, but the pump failed, so now it's just a water block by itself. As you see, I got everything out here. The fan is running. I got the fan hooked to the CPU fan header, and it's set to come on at 25 degrees Celsius, but that probably won't happen because the CPU is running at 4 degrees Celsius right now. As you see, very cold. Very good temps for overclocking. Talk more about my rig. This is a I'm using automotive antifreeze as my liquid because, of course, I don't need anything that can freeze. This is it's typical stuff you get at AutoZone, a 50-50 mixture. Yeah, pretty simple. It took a little while to get the air bubbles out, but they're all out now, and we're ready to go. Not sure if you know, but you can see this little chipset fan is cycling in and on and off at 25 degrees Celsius, like a fan on a car. But first, we've got to install Windows XP. Then we'll be able to overclock this system. As you see, I could access the CMOS setup utility and everything just fine. But after I finished the video, I went inside and grabbed my Windows installation disk, put it to the CD drive, and made sure that the CD drive was set as the first boot device. Went ahead and exited the setup utility, and then there is where the problem started. Like I just described it before, it originally started out with you can boot to like a hard drive or CD. Then after I reset the CMOS, it did nothing except turn on. But no response from the monitor, keyboard, nothing like that. I'm quite upset about it, but I hope that I can recover it. I'm planning on trying to get me what's called a BIOS savior, which, if you don't know what a BIOS savior is, it's a little device that plugs into the ROM slot on the motherboard where your CMOS chip goes, where that stores your system BIOS. You pull the CMOS chip out, put the BIOS savior in, stick the CMOS chip on top, and that's how it works. And what you do is you can take the BIOS savior, place it on a different board, take that particular motherboard's BIOS chip out, stick it on top, and the BIOS savior has a little ROM of its own, like a CMOS chip built into itself, and it has a switch where you can switch between the built-in ROM or the CMOS chip for the board. And how you can use this device to recover a BIOS on a particular board is you take the BIOS savior, stick it onto a working motherboard, take that working motherboard's BIOS chip, stick it on top, have it switch to where it reads the motherboard's CMOS chip, power on the system, have your boot floppy ready with the latest system BIOS already on the floppy, the way you can flash the BIOS. You would so like I say, start the system, have your floppy disk in, let it boot to DOS, and you'll start the award flash or AMI flash utility, whatever BIOS you have. And then you would switch on the BIOS. There's a switch on the BIOS savior. You would switch it from the working motherboard's BIOS to the built-in ROM on the BIOS savior. Switch it to that. Flash the BIOS file to the BIOS savior. Take the shut the system off. Take the BIOS savior out. Take the CMOS chip out of it and put it back on the motherboard that it was in. And take your BIOS savior to the non-working board, and then go from there. And hopefully that will fix the problem. And if it does, I'll be able to overclock the system as I wanted to. I was able to overclock a socket 754 base system. It is an Athlon 64 3200 plus, but the board wasn't as good as the DFI board. It only had voltage options for the CPU and memory, not the chipset and all that kind of stuff. I was able to get 2.8 something gig out of the CPU, not really stable though. The highest stable number I could get was like 2.7, I believe. But I'll have that video posted soon, and I'll let you know if I can get the DFI board working soon.